Hi everyone, today we're going to look at the CTT dual counting, and what it is single count setting value, set value is available in dual counting. Both outputs 1 and 2 operate concurrently and will turn on momentarily or maintain depending on the output mode selected. So basically, if we look at the manual here, we only have a few pages to actually look at. Our input mode in the add will be on the leading edge of CP1. It will increment the counter, and on each level of the CT2 it was also increment. We could also subtract, etc. So there's several different modes in which we can have this operate in our dual mode. And our outputs are actually mode F, mode N, which is what we're going to do. So what we'll do is after the reset, it will start counting up until we hit the set value, which will then turn on both outputs. Then a reset will actually then turn them back off again. So really in a dual, it means the dual on the input side itself. So there are all our different modes in the manual. And then we have our wiring diagram. So how to wire it in the digital counter, timer, tachometer unit. Very versatile. Then we have our dip switch settings that we can set. Then we have our keypad parameters for our dual counting. So let's just go to our counter itself. We'll hit and hold the mode button to go into the programming mode. And our function set for counter, which is correct. We have the dual, the function is dual, which we have set. And on our dual, we have subtract right now, so input 1 would count up and input 2 would count down. Let's just go to the add. So that means I will do exactly as our manual says, and input 1 will add, and input 2 will also add. Hitting the modes again, we will set output mode N, which is what we have here in our diagram. Mode again. We'll set our speed. Now because we are using a relay off of a PLC, we have 200 milliseconds or 200 hertz we have set. So that's the speed at which the relay fires. And if we set too high, we would get bouncing off that relay and we'd start counting it as well. So 200 is a good setting. Then we have our decimal point that we have on our display. It was set to 0. And then our prescale. These are the engineering units, so every count pulse will represent a certain value. So this could be things like a distance. So 1 pulse equals so many millimeters or inches or whatever you want that scaling factor to be. Mode again. This will be your power saving. So what happens is when the power is removed from this digital unit, it will say, when we have it set for save, it will save the parameters. So your set value or your present value will be maintained in the controller. So when you power back on, whatever your present value is, it will be maintained. It'll know exactly where it left off. Hit mode again, and we have a reset. And a reset is set for 20 milliseconds. This is the duration of your input to that reset in order for it to actually fire or operate. Mode again. We have our input type, which is PNP. This is the way it's wired up to our counter itself. Hit mode again, it goes back and cycles through it once again. Now to go back into run mode, we hit and hold the mode for 3 seconds again. And now we're back in run mode. And you can see right now we're set for 20 for a count value. And if we were to turn on the pulses, it'll start counting up. That's on input number 1. I'll turn that off. And now I can toggle input number 2, and you'll see that I also can increment with input number 2. So either one, or I can make it so that input number 2 is actually going to subtract. So that's really what the dual function of the counter is in this mode. So let's just go right up to our set value of 20, and we'll see both outputs turn on. Right? So dual mode is very nice to have, and it's a good feature. Just one of the many versatile things you can do with this counter timer tachometer. Now all the links and documentation can be found on our website at accautomation.ca. If you like this video and like to see more, there are 3 ways in which you can help us out. You can give us a thumbs up so that people can find this information, just as you have. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also go to accautomation.ca and subscribe to our website. When you do, notification will be given to you every time we publish new content to the site. You'll also get 2 free ebooks on numbering systems and robust data logging. And the third thing to do to help us out is to tell a friend or colleague about the site. Alright, that's it for now. Thanks for watching.